All right, happy Friday. Um, so I thought today we'd build a search results page or a better search. I recently had to do this on a client project, and I wanted to build in some of the essentials into my child theme so that I don't have to repeat myself over and over again. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to share with everyone how I handle search stuff. Now, I need to qualify this that this is not for huge, gigantic sites because the plugin I use is Relevanssi. I'm not sure if that's how you say it right, um, but I'll get to that. First, let's go into my child theme, and we're going to go to customize. And I'm still using. I have not built a custom header nav. I'm still using the good old fashioned GeneratePress um, header and nav, and I'm gonna add, excuse me, choked on my water. I'm going to add the search functionality. Is that layout? Primary nav, enable navigation modal. Yep. Yeah, we're just going to use that. And it's great UI anyway. I like it. And, I don't have a lot of content on the site. So let's see what happens. Headline. That would be something that shows up. Well, that's component. Let's see. About, I guess I need some, do I search for one of these crazy Latin? Because all I have is placeholder text. I didn't think about that when I started this. Let's see. Okay. What about typography? Oh, I bet lorem ipsum. I bet that'd be a good one. Lorem, because I wanted to show multiple results. That'll work. That'll do. Okay. So, not bad. This is the overall general out of the box search results. And it's not bad, but we can make it better. And I'm going to show you some of the things that I do. And even though I don't have any custom post types, I don't think I do, it's something that maybe we'll set one up real quick. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? Maybe that's another video. So I'm going to show you just the basics. So first, let's go to my plugins. And so I don't generally, smaller sites, I don't really do search functionality all that much. I'm going to type in search because I can't even really remember how to spell it. Relevant. There it is. How do you say that? I say relevancy. Relevancy. Relevant. It's I get it. Um, so this is one that I've also wanted to kind of check out, this Ivory search. And then there's, what is it? WP search WP. And it's only commercial and totally fine. And if I came into an instance where I'm working on a project and I'm, needed search for a much larger site, I would do a little more exploration. But this one, Relevancy, has always done me just fine. And I think the reason that they kind of mention, and I think even the developer mentions that, on a larger site, it generates an index and it can create a lot of tables, I think, in your database. So take that with a grain of salt. I think I'm saying that right, but this is what I'm using. So we're going to install this bad boy right now. And let's activate it. And I've got my other site over here. And I'm going to go look at the settings because I can't remember. Is it still activating? It's still activating. Okay. So now we go to settings and relevancy. And we get some of that stuff. We're going to look at indexing. And it's even telling you do not have an index. Remember to build the index. So we're going to come down here and see what post types we want to be included, what taxonomies. Yep. Let me look at what I did on the other. Oh yeah, custom fields. So I usually set this to visible. And I think that's what it recommends. I don't want it doing all, but I guess there are instances where like you might have data in custom posts that is not included on the front end of the site or included in the admin. So this, let's see, visible to the user interface, names that don't start with an underscore. Some lets you choose. Oh yeah, you can include a comma separated list of fields that you'd like to search. So you can get pretty specific with it. So I'm going to do visible, and we are going to do the post index. We are going to expand search codes when searching. And I think this I can leave default. Yeah, we'll leave that as default. So I'm going to save that. And now we're going to build the index, and it's going to generate, yep, so I don't have a lot of pages, so that's done lickety split. Attachment, I think is, yeah, that's a premium. So for searching, so it defaults to the or, any term present is enough. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. Partial words, sure. Give boost to exact. I do like using it for admin searches. Respect, yep. Throttle searches, sure. Restrict, exclusion, nope, 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 nope. Okay, save those. We're not logging, although I think that's a premium. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. You can't keep a log. So if you want to see how people are searching, which could help you refine things. Okay, here we go. Excerpts and highlights. So I do like doing this. And I like use custom field content for building excerpts. Yes. Even though we may not do that right now, this is one of those things where, like, if I have a custom post type, I think I can go in and, well, I know with some PHP code and a few filters, you can tweak how the excerpts display. We're gonna do okay. Click the button above. See, I didn't do anything. Is it thinking? Did I just create an error? Click the button above to see a list of indexed custom fields. Oh, I guess I haven't. Oh, custom fields. Exclude information. Okay, we're not gonna. Moving right along. I'm probably missing something there, so sorry I even bothered. Okay, we're gonna do a CSS class, and I like doing for my child theme GBC search query term. So when the search terms are highlighted in the results, it's going to wrap it in a span with this class. So I can go style it and give it, I can highlight where the search terms are popping up in our results snippets. Yes, highlight titles, great terms, documents. I don't know about that. So that's like if they click the post. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that right now because I don't want that highlighting to carry through to the post results. Highlight comments, meh. Expand highlights. Oh yeah, that's fine. So it's going to expand. So like if you search for apple and the word apples plural appears in your excerpt, it's going to expand the highlight to include apples plural and not just apple. Cool. So the breakdown. No. Okay, save that. And you can do things like control synonyms of so like, well, there you go. They give you examples. Key value, dog equals hound. Yeah. So if they search for something that should match a word and they just didn't think to use that specific word, then there you go. You can control that. Stop words. Yeah. All, the um, as at all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Redirects. That's a premium. Debugging. I think that's a oh no, it's not. Okay. So let's not worry about that yet. Hopefully we don't have to debug much. So anyway, we have it spidered. So now let's see. It's already searching. Let's just return and see what changes. Okay. So it did change a bit. And let's see. Lorem ipsum. If I inspect. Oh, I clicked it. Okay. Here is that span. So lorem ipsum shows up here, and it's wrapped it in a span and assigned the class. So now I can style that accordingly and get our awesome search results. So let's do that. Let me see here. I've got my, as always, I have my cheat stuff open in the other. Let's see, search. Yeah, okay. So let's open up my, so I'm in my child theme, GeneratePress child. So all of this stuff that I'm going to be doing is going to be posted to my GitHub repository, which I'll include a link to in the description. But let's see, let's open up the styles. I'm going to go down to, you know what, we'll put this in content. Search results. And this is just the way I like to do things. Term, ground color, and let's do, this may be too light. And of course you can make a custom property in the customizer of GeneratePress, a custom color just for highlighting if you want to. As a matter of fact, that would be, why not, to make this video a little bit longer. Let's see. Let's go appearance, customize. Maybe that would be a good thing to do. You have a common color that's part of our theme. There's all the default colors. What should I call it though? Search highlight? I could use one of those grays or just call it highlight. Why not? Sure, that was good for now. So now we can go back to our styling and we're going to put in a custom property or a CSS variable. Whoop. There you go. So I have, what is this called? WinSCP. It is connected to my server on Cloudways where it's posting, publishing my changes to the site. I'm still going to get around to one day creating a custom URL, a domain, getting a domain for my child theme when I think it's okay enough. It's all kind of, I don't know. I need to include like documentation and stuff. I feel like it has to be fancier, but maybe not. That's the kind of talk and thinking that postpones things inevitably. So that's that. So let's go back to our search results and just refresh. And now we get these nifty little highlights in our searches. Cool, right? Okay. So let's take it a step further. If we go back to our excerpts and highlights, I think it'll tell us. Okay. Highlighting and titles. Highlights and titles require changes to the search results template. You need to replace the title in the search results template with Relevanssi, the title. For more information, see contextual help, wherever that is. So, short codes to the rescue. This is the way I handle it. Again, your mileage may vary. You handle it however you like. So I'm going to open, you know what? Let's commit this to my GitHub. what should we call this commit? And I'm committing to the master. I know you're probably not supposed to do it this way. Again, it's just how I do it. Search term highlight. I can't spell. I can't spell ever. Sync that up. Cool. So that is pushed out. And let's open up. What am I doing? Okay, in my ink folder. So I have my functions.php, and at the bottom of it, I include all these different things from my ink folder, and there's shortcodes. So let's open shortcodes. And see, I've still got a bunch of old. Okay, submenu, that's fine. Menu to filter, no. Well, that comes in handy sometimes. Yeah, I never know what to delete, what to keep. Output custom post type. See, I don't even have that in partials anymore, I don't think. Sponsors, that was something. Yeah, let's get rid of that one. I guess we can keep the custom post type example and the text summary. So that generates like a menu. I'm getting sidetracked. Okay, so I'm about to paste in a bunch of stuff, and whoa, where'd it go? There you go. And I'm gonna have to talk through it probably. So search query terms. Yeah, we'll get to that later. Okay, here's that title. Is that right? Is that the... Yep, okay. So, sorry, I'm looking on my other screen over here. Okay, paste, boom. Yeah, okay, this is long, but let me explain. So we're creating a short code, and GPC stands for GeneratePress Child. It's what I prefix all my child theme stuff with. This is going to output that title, and we're creating a short code. I love short codes. So we're getting some stuff. The post ID, the post type object, the label, because what I'm setting this up for is, for example, what I've done. So I've been working on a city website, municipal website, whatever, and they're going to have a document library on the site. And so I've created a custom post type where they can browse and search all these documents, but instead of clicking through and getting a single view page for that particular document, which maybe I should, I don't know. When they click the search results, it downloads the document associated with that result. So I wanted a function to let me check for the type of post type. What post type are they coming across in the results? And I'm going to update the link accordingly. So I set up this switch function, which is just a PHP function that it's kind of like an if else, but if you have more than one if else, it handles multiple cases. So it's a great way of setting up different conditions and doing some stuff accordingly. So that's why I'm getting all this stuff, but we're not really going to need it because we don't have a post type called helpful resources, and we're not going to be outputting files. So maybe I'll go through that in another video, but I am going to leave it there. So really, this is the bit at the bottom that we're going to be concerned with. So, and it shows that as an error because I don't have the plugin downloaded. I need to do that because I'm nitpicky about that. I hate the little red squiggles. So it's going to return GP section tagline. That's a default style and GenerateBlocks components you can download by the patterns, whatever you want to call them. Post type label singular. Yeah, so that's what I'm snagging up here because I like to prefix it with the type of, like, is this a page that I'm looking at in the results? Is it a post? Is it a helpful document? I like it to show, give it some context, and that's just something I've been doing. So that's part of the reason I'm getting all this post information, this post object. I'm getting the singular label name out of it so that I can output it down here. And then here is the link. That is the post link. And there, again, post link defaults to the permalink. That is most of the time what it's going to be. But with these conditions, I can change it to a resources link. I can change it to a document link. So again, these are just checking for some things. And just to make it clear, I'm not using this target self. I'm setting that for default. I'm not using any of this. So for now, we're just using these bits minus target, even though we're including it. And then this is the important part to get that highlighting in the search results. And this function is just telling it, so this is native to the Relevanssi plugin. And I'm telling it that I don't want to echo because I'm returning a value. Shortcode, you're returning stuff. So there you go. That's what that does. And one other thing, we're going to, kind of don't need this, but we're kind of going to do it anyway, because again, this is preparing me for multiple post types. We're going to create our own search excerpt shortcode right here. So we're going to use GeneratePress's elements and GenerateBlocks layout stuff to create our own search results page. We're going to tweak the default. And again, this is kind of like the title stuff. I've just built in some conditions so I can change up what the excerpt may be, where it may get it from. So in this case, if there's a document from this document custom post type, I'm telling it to get the excerpt from this custom field called document description, because there is no excerpt otherwise. So that's all that is. Otherwise, it's going to get the excerpt in the generic place. Get the excerpt. So there you go. So I wonder why I did it that way. I guess I set up a default just in case, but I'm switching post types. Or I'm saying, like, if you're getting here and the post type is document, get the excerpt from here, or default from here. I wonder why I even had that. Seems like I could remove that, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Okay, so I'm going to save that. So, and let me know in the comments, would you guys like to see more PHP stuff? I mean, I'm not a wizard or anything, but I've been doing this long enough where I know what a switch function is, and it's, it's really handy, man. We could do more stuff like that. Anyway, so I have my two shortcode functions. We have a new title shortcode here, and we have a new excerpt shortcode. And again, this is so I can add in custom excerpt sources for my custom post types, but we're really just using this default. So now that I've done that, I'm saving it. It's uploading to my server. We will not commit it to GitHub until I know it works. Okay, so now let's go to Elements, and I'm going to open up my cheat site, and we're going to create a new block. Where is my, okay. We're going to call this search results template. And for the condition, we have a search results page. And this is going to be the content template. Okay, put all posts. Okay. So let's see. Should I? It all lines up. I'm trying to decide if I need to actually wrap it in my, container, all that stuff, or just use the, you know what, maybe I will. So let's see. Let's do percentage, 100% for the layout. Do not keep that. We're going to change that. Okay, so let's see. And this is, just so you know, this is just the results, the bit inside of the loop for the results. So we're building just not this. We're just rebuilding this little bit right here. So this is a loop item, we'll call it. That's what GenerateBlocks calls it. So let's see. Let's create a new container just so we can have it in a container. And let's add heading. Okay, and we're going to put in a shortcode. GPC Relevanssi search title. Okay. Return. Now we're going to do a shortcode, and we're going to put in GPC search excerpt. And I think that is all we need. Although maybe, you know what, I'm going to wrap that in an element. I'm going to rename these. So name this to search results item and rename this to excerpt. I just like this. It's good housekeeping stuff to me. And let's just see what that looks like out of the gate. Right out of the gate. Blah. Oh, I didn't finish. Type in the, close the bracket. Okay. Okay. Not bad. And you get my little headings up here. So, and let me, can I use, let's see. Okay. Let's do this real quick just so we can get a post to show up in there too. And I'll show you what that little eyebrow heading does, I guess. Let's just add lorem ipsum to the first. Really? Okay, you know what? That's fine. Let's okay. I'm gonna imitate this. And that way lorem ipsum will show up. Delete. Oh, this is all cloud-based stuff. Delete. Perfect. Okay, and let's create a custom excerpt. And I don't have a featured image. And so an image won't show up in our search results, and you can certainly change that. Okay, I'm just gonna go back and hit refresh. Cool. Okay, so now we get page typography, page components, post, some useful links you get for you to get started. And you could change this to, you know, in our short code, or you could update. There is a filter to update the names of things. What is that? Singular label. So you could, you know, do a little condition for this post type singular label and say, like, if post type label singular name equals post, to change it to news or something like that. But you get the idea. I would go in and actually use a filter to update the label name. And I think I've done that before. But that, again, is a different video. I'm going to try to stay on task because we're almost at 30 minutes. So yeah, this is now our search results, and I'm digging it better. Let's go back. I'm trying to think. I actually haven't. I don't think I set this up right the way I thought I did, even though this is working just fine. I said I was going to wrap it in my whole container, but that is actually going to take a bit more work because we have to recreate the search results heading. So maybe I won't go there right now. We'll leave it as is, just so I can get through this video and through this portion and I can expand on it if there's a desire for me to do so. So I'm going to go back to Elements and go back to this template. And let's just tidy things up a little bit. So that piece is taking its styling from, yeah, I just mimic that. So that's in my global styles. And we can change the color of it if we want to. I know that for this, we're going to go to links, typography, and first of all, we're going to get rid of the underline, and I want to change the link color from the blue. That underline is actually helpful. I know that, and I get that. I just don't know if I want it like that. Let's see. I could make a global style for this. I know. We'll make it black just because I want it nice and clean. Or maybe we'll make it not gray. Make it that gray. And then we'll do hover and focus. We'll give it the black color. Yeah. And I probably want a little extra spacing. And I'm going to use, remember I have my custom properties. You can watch my video, and I guess I need to include a link to that, on using responsive typography and responsive spacing. So space medium, maybe. We'll see how that pans out. Okay. Maybe I need, it's a little too cramped right after the search results. I really want to rebuild that whole page, but again, that's maybe kind of outside the scope of this video. So let's, not one, small, and I'm going to put it at the top too, so we can kind of spread it out evenly. Let's save that. Change the color, still not enough space. Oh, it's overriding. Okay. Oh, okay. This gets a little aggravating. So there are some hardcore styles in for the article spacing for search results, or for like a blog post page when you're rebuilding it. You get this margin 20. Wait a minute. No. There's where it's applying it. So that, I mean, I don't care so much that it's there, but it's, so this is the element within that. So that, okay. So that is, okay. So maybe I do want, wait, keep default post container. What if I, okay, just a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, so I can't tell the difference. And one of you kind gentlemen or ladies, if you could enlighten me on what this does for the search results. I thought I knew, but I don't think I do. I can't tell the difference. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that, and we are going to come over here to, what in the world? Why did, ew. So site main, and anything directly beneath it is going to have margin. Okay, and that whatever. But what if search results? So let's do this, just because I'm being persnickety. As my wife calls it, Tukey. I may not be applying that right. Okay, search results. So since we have, okay, first of all, in my child theme, I set up the body to inject a GPC class. Oh, look at there. WP child theme, GeneratePress child. Is that new? Is that, okay. So there's my little GPC, and I use that just to make my stuff a little more specific if it needs to be. So, and you also see the search results. So we're gonna do, we're gonna customize things just a little bit. Search results, and now let's go get the, let's go back to the site main. And we're going to grab this dynamic content template class. Site main, and sure, well, so all this selector does is tells you that this only applies to things that are direct descendants of the previous selector. So while it will affect dynamic content template, if there were another thing inside of dynamic content template also with a class of dynamic content template, it would not affect it because it is not a direct descendant of site main. Just a little CSS. And look, I'm telling you that, and I might be getting it wrong. We're about to find out. Margin bottom 0. Boom. Okay. And let's cross our fingers. It worked, but the header still has it. Okay, so now we can better do our, gosh, okay. Yeah, so we'll try medium first. You know what? I think I just remembered something about CSS and margin. Okay, that's a little more breathing room. Yeah, so I forgot, and man, I should know this. Margin bottom and margin top, when they're next to one another, the margin bottom does not, or I mean, you can see it right here. I don't know how to verbally say that. They co-inhabit the same space. Like you would think that. So padding will do that. So maybe, or well, maybe that's how I want it, because that is kind of even. So padding would not do that, but I'm kind of liking. I just need a little bit more space. So we're going to use the large, space large. Yeah, okay. That I'm digging that. I don't know why the hover is not taking effect. It's always some stupid stuff like this that oh, did I may know. Yep. No, not delete, but just clear. So I did it apparently just to the heading. It needs to be to the hovered links. I really want to apply to focus too. Is hover focus. Is hover focus. Okay, so let's hovered links. Let's modify that. Edit selector. A is hover. Whoop. Focus. Hovered and focused links. Oh, Okay. Yes. I didn't realize that was there. Sorry. Yes, hover focus. Okay. So now. Ooh, okay. Saving. Did I get that right? Yeah. I guess you can see that. Very subtle, but yeah. Okay. So that is at least the beginnings of how I began customizing my search page. And I really need to refresh my memory on how to like change the whole freaking thing. Um, 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 um. Yeah, I do. I'm really. Uh, but I better stop now before I get ahead of myself. Maybe that's another video. I can do like a part 2 where we really get into the nitty gritty, and maybe we introduce a custom post type, like files that I was talking about, so you can see that how that works in action. Um, but anyway, once again, of course, the Relevanssi plugin does a lot of the heavy lifting, but GeneratePress and GenerateBlocks gives us some pretty easy tools with some short codes, with a little code, some PHP and some CSS to tweak it, customize it, and make it better. Um, yeah, so the tools are there. Good stuff. Um, there's probably some more we could do with like, this button gallery headline. That gets kind of weird, but at least we have some highlighting. So maybe consider this step 1 to kind of soup up your search results page. And I'll see about doing a step 2 where we can really refine it and get it working well. Not all clients need fancy searches like this. Sometimes the default WordPress search is perfect. If it's a smaller site, when you get into things like directories and file libraries and even just larger sites with multiple pages and lots of drop downs, things like that, the search is what a lot of people go for. So yeah, whatever we can do to make that easier, that's our goal, is to make a beautiful site that is easy to use and something that is built well for our clients. And so yeah, that's it. You guys have a great weekend. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.